Flippity flip.
Flip.
I gotta flip the mental switch. All right.
Are you hearing me? Yes.
Jazza. Why can't I hear myself? Oh, I do hear myself. Never mind. All right. We are back with another exciting episode of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert.
Yeah. We got in our voice today. And today we're going to revisit social media.
For the upteenth time.
Exactly. And why are we doing this? Because people keep nagging about it.
And because Ilias knows what he's talking about.
And yeah, I actually wrote shit down.
Yeah, you did.
Happens once in a blue moon, but here we are.
Is it a blue moon?
Who cares?
What the hell is a blue moon anyway?
It's a blue moon. Moving on. Let's not talk about moons.
Come on, man.
And also, I'm going to talk a bit about resin and how I used it in my woodwork and how things got fucked up. Thanks, wife. Shout out to wife.
And we'll get to that.
Exactly. And then Robert will talk about...
I've got some retro stuff, and I will be talking about that. And that's pretty much everything that I'm going to be talking about.
Cool.
I'm going to be quiet today.
No, you won't.
Probably not.
But...
I've got some great puns.
Yeah. I have nothing to say about my week because all my days are the same.
Yeah.
Do you have something you want to talk about? Like how you're feeling or...
No, this week has been, or like last week has been like a really shitty week mentally for me. But it's, me just overthinking things, a lot of sort of stress that's not stressful at work. Just, I don't know, mind ghosts, I guess.
But I think that pressure or stress that you've had on you has led to some like awesome thoughts.
Yes.
And like that's for another time, but still I really like where your head has gone instead of sort of, getting stuck there with what happened last week. Your brain is starting to, look beyond the everyday stuff.
And that's how I think our brains work. Like we already see the sort of, we are those rats on that sinking ship. And we're like, get out of here. And all the humans are just like, what iceberg?
Cool. Very good.
Yeah, so that's
suckers.
That's Year of the rat, people. We know when to get out.
You dirty rat.
You killed my brother. You dirty rat. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, nothing.
All that to say nothing. Very good.
Just work.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a work.
Just a work. Robert is just the work.
Is it intro time?
No, it's thank you time.
Oh, it's thank you time.
Yeah, so much that I lost my trail of thought.
So much thank you time.
Okay, we got to stop laughing at the intros. This is dumb. First of all, big shout out to Underverket, where we sit and record this podcast with our infamous Christmas tree.
Yes.
And Max that rents us the space.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
We love this place.
We love this place so much. We have our own podcast studio. We have a cinema. We have coffee. Dartboard, very important.
Pinball game. Ping pong table. Coke machines that don't work.
For our daily dose of cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
And awesome people.
Yes.
Except Eric.
Yeah. He can go fuck himself. Yeah.
But he didn't actually...
Fuck himself? No.
Or get a bullseye today.
No, that's true.
Because he had to quit because he had work to do. What a loser.
I have to send an email.
Ooh, I'm important. I have a job, losers.
Yeah. And I think it was last time he did the double bullseye.
Oh, yeah, fuck him. Fuck him so much.
Almost triple.
Hate
bullseye.
Eric.
Insane.
Yeah, he did a double bullseye last time. It really hurt my self-confidence.
I mean, we've done that too. But
but he did it.
He does it better.
He did it.
I can do anything.
Yeah. Okay, wow, we're like schoolgirls.
We're still doing it. Yeah, and thank you everybody for listening.
For joining the Discord. Like last week's topic, like the art versus the artist, seemed to get some reactions on the Discord.
Yeah,
which
maybe
is
we
fun.
should actually listen to that.
No, we shouldn't.
No?
Move on. No, but it was some really good points made by Filippo. Moose said some stuff. Cool. No, just kidding.
Yeah. I'm going to jump in to see what people are writing.
It's actually really good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, happy we actually planted ideas into people's heads.
No,
People heads.
People heads, you know. You know how they are.
Monday, bro. People heads.
People heads. Oh, what's happening to the show? Oh, by the way, nothing has happened to the show. It's as dumb as usual.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you for joining the Discord. Please, if you listen to this, share this on your social platforms in whatever capacity you can. Write something stupid to go with it. And we're a go.
And we're a go.
And we're a go.
Go.
Go intro.
Go intro.
Ja intro go.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They all seem to have a neat line. Sketchbook hero.
All right.
Back in business.
biz. So this week we're going to be talking social media, a deep dive in social media. Robert will throw some dicks at me. I'll try to stay to the topic. You know, classic sketchbook heroes.
Dicks.
No.
I don't talk that much dick.
No, you talk smack, Robert. You talk smack.
Smack. What is talking smack, Ilias?
I have no idea, dude.
This is my job today. Is just
It's
derailing.
just derailing
so
the conversation.
I'm already there.
Okay, shut up. Shut up, you. Shut your face. So, first of all, when using social media, like for all the artists listening, what is the point of you using social media? What is your end game, or what is the point? You know, why are you there? Why are you on Instagram?
So like the first thing that you need to really think about.
Because I just joined because I thought, like, I'll post art. Just like any other fucking online gallery.
Yeah.
Without a thought. I just joined and I just started posting.
You're normally the guy that drags me along with this, so I think that's probably like you got it, and then I was like, oh, I should probably get that.
And then it took
too.
another
And then
9 years to figure out what the fuck we're doing on these platforms.
I still don't know.
And that is, I think, one of the most common things. We just sign up to things, we give away our privacy, and then we join in the fun of trying to get
out of it.
But just like vanity metrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we get stuck there and we're upset for no reason. We have no end goal, but we're not reaching it.
Yeah, like how does that even work?
How does that work? Yeah. So that's why today we're going to sort of like dive into like, why the fuck are you using social media? There can be several, reasons for it. Connect with friends, all around the world, connect with other artists. And then you want to be some type of like influencer or, whatever.
Get paid.
Yeah, exactly. For being on social media and creating, content for people to consume. Or you're there to sort of find prospects, like clients.
Yeah.
For stuff outside of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for adding that little piece of gold.
No, I'm just hearing what you're saying.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love how you understand me.
Of course. Social media.
It's not what I'm saying out loud. It's
what you're really trying to say.
But
yeah.
Just I'm too afraid to.
Yeah. Where do you go to find prostitutes?
Exactly. Instagram. And so
any tattoo
or
artist
prospective. God damn it.
We are all prostitutes.
Yes, we are.
In one way or another. Yes.
But yeah, so just like try to figure out your reason for being on social media, because I think it'll make the way you use it so much more like, I don't know, effective. Because you'll start thinking, oh yeah, by the way, I always forget to do this, but write some shit down. Because I think this is the episode. Just write the stuff that resonates with you and that you feel you can act on. Because I want you all, at least the people that are on the Discord and use social media strategically to, whatever your end game is, write some stuff down, and I want you to come back to me in the next week's episode discussion and tell me one thing that you're going to focus on when it comes to your social media, strategy, if you want to call it that.
Awesome.
I'm so tired of all these words now because, this is the stuff that people use, like bring value and you got to provide value to your followers.
Social media presence.
All these things piss me off.
Yeah, but we're doing it.
But we're doing it, because it is important to some extent.
Yes.
And then once you've sort of decided on what you're going for, if it's business, clients, influencers, ship, I don't know. Ship, I don't know. Ship.
Yeah, friendship.
And then we get to the part about the followers. Like, should you try to get followers really fast to sort of boost your account and look more professional? Or should you take it the slow route and actually get followers that are going to...
Actual people.
No, but that's what I mean. And the thing is, you might not want some Joe Schmo following you, like taking up that space, and then he just never buys anything. If you're selling art, he doesn't appreciate the work. He's just there as a, just a number. Yeah. Just giving you bad engagement rate.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when people are like, oh, I just need to get some more followers. No, you don't. You just need to get the right followers.
You need to get more activity from your followers, I guess. Is that it?
Yeah, you want.
Am I getting it?
Yes, but exactly. You want those followers that really do care about your work. So even if there's only 10 of them, and half of them engage, that's more engagement than most people get on their Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. Like, you don't want every fucking asshole that's on Instagram, because I'm not a valuable follower when I'm following certain type of accounts. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bring them any value.
Yeah.
I just sometimes occasionally want to see some boxing. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to provide them with any value. I don't even think I like their posts half the time. I forget. I read, I check the video and then I move on.
Yeah.
And you don't want me in that instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be a great follower if I know you and you're an artist or someone that I know. Then I'll deliberately like it. And, and I'll press the little save icon on the side, that little bookmark thing. I don't know, tassel? Tassels.
The fleek.
Yeah, that's the one, the fleek.
The fleek.
What is it called?
Flap?
Is it?
No. I think it is
the
bookmark.
Instagram, it might be bookmark, yeah. It's called a...
Flap.
Saved. That's what it says beside the symbol.
That's just stupid.
That is garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flap.
We're never going to mention that again.
It's the flap.
It's the flap. The flappity flap.
Remember to press the flap.
Yeah. So we sort of figured out what type of followers we want, And the thing is, do you want people to admire your work, or do you want to attract clients? And that's going to play in with how you use the hashtags and all that stuff that we're going to talk about in a bit. But before we get to that, I think we need to talk about the algorithm. Boo-hoo.
I'm just gonna sleep for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the algorithm, I think, is the frustration of every artist.
Because you're not in control of anything.
Exactly. And it keeps changing, and you can't affect it effectively, right? So I'm thinking, why are we wasting so much time on this?
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it.
No. But what are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it. So you're stuck in that hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Have fun.
Exactly. So fuck that.
Tell us what to do, Ilias. Preach! Preach!
Okay, I'm going to see. So the thing is that the algorithm, it gets to know you. With all the content that you have on your page, it's going to see who engages, who doesn't engage. Do people go to your page and they're like, fuck this, and they leave fast? The algorithm knows. The almighty algorithm knows. So
it's basically God.
Dude, it is fucking basically. It's the God of Instagram, definitely. And
scary.
The thing you want with the algorithm is to show that people are engaging with your work, because that's going to put you on this pedestal,
Yeah.
And since I think the algorithm is nicer on new features because it hasn't algorithmed them enough. No, but it hasn't, they haven't been there for long enough for it to get smart about it, or like smart so that you don't get seen. So the new features have always been very powerful. So anything new that Instagram throws at you is like, it's really worth trying out. Even if you hate the format, but I don't want TikTok. What you think or what you want does not matter to said algorithm. Like, it does not give a fuck because it just doesn't. It's an algorithm. So deal with it. But the thing is, you want to create something that people want to come back to. Like, that content is super powerful. So if you have, art tips, or you show someone how, certain features of Procreate work, people will like, oh, that guy had this awesome solution for this said thing that you can do in Procreate, and you saved it, you bookmarked it.
Yeah.
It's right there. The algorithm gets like wind of that, and that post starts getting the image that I have that got 36,000 likes last year. That one has so many saves. Like, I've never seen, like, it's in the thousands of saves.
That's awesome.
It's insane, though, because it's just an image. It doesn't, like, I don't think anyone has checked back on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you intentionally create things where, like, it's a hashtag strategy, for example, or the way that I do the hack where I can save the hashtags on your phone. If I did, like, a short little tutorial on that, people would save that.
Yeah.
And just like something that people could come back for. Like, it's such a powerful sort of tool to use. Just like anything where people feel like you're helping them out.
Yeah.
And you are. But something that just like, I have that all the time. I've saved, I have different categories in my saved sections where I have like, cool portraits or like a cool comic style. Then I have, comic style artwork and so on. So I save them in those things because my followers list, it's impossible to remember who did what.
Yeah.
But if I know, like, I want that comic book guy, I can go to comic book and find him.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I find people nowadays because algorithm hides everyone from me.
Jeez.
Yeah. So savable content and then consistency.
Yeah.
The algorithm loves when it knows when you're going to post because then your followers also learn this behavior, and that means that they're going to stick around for it.
Sweet.
And then it'll prioritize you because of that. And the longer you can get someone to stay on your stuff, the better. So however you sort of can make people stay or get their attention, that's what you should be doing.
Have you seen anything about having too many pictures? Because I always
How do you
maximize.
mean, like?
Because I always use.
Oh, the
like,
carousel?
Yeah, exactly. Because
No.
I pretty much always use the
That
10.
should technically be a good way to capture people's attention and have them scroll through.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people do scroll through, though. Like,
Yeah.
can you, like, have you seen a difference in when you have it and when you don't have it?
Not really, to be honest.
Yeah. Because I usually just do 1 to 3 images tops now.
Yeah.
But I've done ones where it's more, and I haven't really seen a difference. And I'm going to get back to that. I wrote a section about content creation. So I'm going to get back to that.
But we can tackle that then.
Yeah, I think so, because I'm going to come back to it, because it's all written down. And
Yes.
it's such a great podcast with
We're
a lot of fun.
Going on script today.
Yeah, and let's see where we're at. Oh, yeah, we are at content creation. So, moving on.
Moving on.
So creating content is such a fucking stressful thing and has always been my problem as a slow drawer.
Yeah.
And, the ink stuff, I do it really fast now, sure. But doing it every day, like Inktober, is super stressful. So you get like all this sort of like engagement, during Inktober, and then you're burned out for half a year because of this.
Yeah.
So that's not a great strategy. But something that I've been talking a lot to other artists out there, and repurposing your art is a great way to have stuff to post, Because if you're getting new people to follow you all the time, eventually, they're not like, I usually don't go back that far to the artists that I follow. Like I'll check some of their newer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I won't go back. Like sometimes I go back, way back, and just like, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool.
It all depends on how bored you are as well.
Exactly. Like the amount of time that you have at that given time.
If you're at home sick, then you're going to be scrolling through everything. Because
that's exactly it.
Yeah. So I guess that was the big positive with COVID, that people actually started noticing my work.
Yay. So we should all have a pandemic more often.
Yeah. I'm all for it. Fuck the vaccine.
Yeah, and with that said, though, like...
So, reposting old stuff.
Because when I posted my skull, the one with Opa on top of it...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Skull cliff.
Sure, it's not going to get the same engagement as it got the first time. But there were people there like, oh, I haven't seen this one because they joined, a couple of weeks ago. Suckers. Exactly. Valued followers.
I'm just gonna start reposting from like the first post and do like a complete repost of my entire life.
That's what I did
Instagram.
when I started the new account, so never mind.
I'm sure it's great artwork down there in the pits.
You just take the highlights. Fuck that shit.
What highlights? It's all shit.
No.
I can't find a single piece of corn in
erase
there.
everything but the highlights.
Oh, yeah.
It's art, bro.
Yeah.
On a different level.
Dude, just shut up and read your script.
Yeah, but repurposing is a great way to sort of fill out your... sort of
those empty days.
Your lives. Yeah. And you don't have to post every day. Like, I like it when, because it feels like Instagram, for me, is at least, the experience right now is that on the day that I post it, it doesn't do as great, like, immediately. It does great over time now.
Yeah, it needs to take traction or get traction.
Yeah, exactly. So it takes about 2 days for it to sort of, like, do its thing. Like the whole thing, and then it dies down.
That's interesting.
So yeah,
like whatever happened to that instant?
I think people, but I think that the engagement pods, like people were creating, like, oh, we should comment on each other's stuff, and then they were like, fuck that, and then they moved the 30-minute. I think that is still valid, but you need to get a lot of it, like, and that won't happen to us with a smaller following. So. Over time. So I think that's why, like, you only need to post every 3 days, What?
Oh, my brain. I just went, big penis, small following.
Okay, cool stuff, bro.
Yeah. No.
Very good, bro. Very good.
Well, I was supposed to
good boy.
Insert the penises into this.
Very good. I regret saying that out loud.
Yes. As you should.
But then again, like, you also have so many tools at your disposal when it comes to posting. So utilizing, posts, stories, reels, IGTV, which is, in my opinion, the worst one.
Yeah.
And then you can do Instagram Live, and you can do the guides. Which is
guides is new to me. Like I haven't tested or seen anything.
Guides has been out for like at least half a year now. I think it came in December or something like that.
I think
or maybe
I've only seen Andrea or Loughlin.
She used it.
Did like one, and I was like, what is this? Like this looks cool.
Yeah. The only thing you do is like if you have a lot of different posts, I think you can tie them together to make them into somewhat an article.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a lot of posts. You have a lot of posts on. I love when I say post. It's like explosive posts. But it kind of like, let's say you have posts on art block.
Yeah.
Then you can like put them together into an article. You know what I mean? So people don't have to scroll. Yeah, compile them. Yeah. Just like make it into an article where people can read like. All of them, sort of, and I guess you can add text. I haven't used it either because I have
will that be published as its own?
I think so. Yes. I don't know. I haven't used it, but it might be. I think you can add it to your feed.
Okay.
Or maybe you can't, but you can with stories and reels. So I'm thinking maybe, or IGTV. I mean,
Yeah.
you can add them. So I'm guessing you can do that with the other one because otherwise it is dumb.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
But I think it's like a underutilized thing, so it might get you a lot of traction if the subject matter is,
if you do it well.
yeah, and people sort of like, yes, I have artist struggles, or yes, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of step-by-step sort of, this is how I work with my Copics. I guess I could try something there, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, dude, definitely. And I think, like, what I don't like about Instagram is how it forces us as artists to create stuff for said algorithm that we've talked about. And
we're bending with the fucking
We're
algorithm.
bending, yeah, exactly. It's changing our behaviors. Like, we're not creating for the same reasons anymore. We're not just like, oh, man, I feel like drawing. I'm going to draw some cool shit, and I'm going to just have fun. No. I need to post today at 6.
Oh, shit, I'm already behind.
Dude,
Right.
yes. It's like we're like on this sort of latent Inktober where we have to post every day, but the algorithm is the event.
Yeah.
And I think it's so detrimental to the work that we create. And, sometimes you're sitting there, you're drawing your thing, and you're like, oh my God, this is an awesome piece, but I got to finish it fast so I can post it tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Only 10 minutes left before I need to post.
Exactly. Like, it's forcing our hand. Like, we're not. Do you know for how many years I posted stuff that was like 80% done? And then, once I posted it, I didn't want to draw on it anymore. I was like, it's done.
It's posted. It's done.
It's posted. It's done. Yeah, you lose the incentive to keep working.
Exactly.
And you did it all for nothing because no one on social media cares.
Exactly.
for most of you.
Like, you call that done?
Yeah.
You get no like.
You get no likes.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's why, like, in later days, I'm breaking up my content into a lot more pieces. So, for example, let's use one drawing as an example. And from that one drawing, you have a sketch. Like, most likely you have a sketch.
Or you have a thumbnail before that, I guess.
Dude, yes. You have thumbnails, sketches, depending on how good your thumbnails are, because mine are garbage.
I love the new way you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's why I thought of it. Like, you
exactly
show the thumbnail with the finished piece. Yeah.
And so you have the sketches and that, like, initial stage. Maybe you have more thumbnails than one. That can be really interesting. And then, you have, like, once you've gotten, past the sketching phase and you're, like, it's starting to get interesting.
Develop phase,
yeah,
I
exactly.
guess. Yeah.
Like, whatever tools, like, if you have watercolors and stuff, maybe sort of like when you've painted in the first, like, when you're blocking in your first shapes, maybe that's a photo. Maybe that's, like, super inspirational.
That's what I do.
And usually I get more on that shit than I do on the final thing.
Yeah.
And right now we have sketch, we have progress, like whip, and then you have the final thing. And that's just 3 pieces of content that, you've done out of the photo.
Yeah.
If you add filming, like if you're drawing on Procreate, you have all those 3 stages, plus you have recordings where you can break up, the process into tidbits. So you have another, like, 3 pieces of content, but video format.
Yeah.
So now you have, like, 1 image and you have 6 pieces of content for that image that you can utilize. However, that means you can post this whole fucking week from that 1 image and keep it fairly different, so you don't have to stress. Then once that's done, when the drawing is done, you're drawing on something else, but you're posting that first one.
Yeah, you're still working
exactly
on riding that wave. Yeah.
And also you have, like, I wouldn't post personal pictures on my Instagram unless I'm drawing in them. But in stories, I don't care. Like, stories for me is a way to show life as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working out, I'm eating, I'm drinking coffee, I have Wacom pens in my beard, like, just to humanize the account a bit. And I think that's a great way. So right now we're utilizing posts and stories.
Yeah.
And then I found that
maybe reels.
Reels is the next one that I'm going to get to. Like, Reels is one of those, like, really sort of snackable content where people don't pay attention. They just want to see like something fast and then scroll away.
Yeah.
And that's why Reels is so good. If you're wood burning, just to sort of film a couple of burns, like some kind of like drawing a tree or leaves, or people like that because it's like, oh, he's going to do something with that thing. And then it happens immediately. And don't do like, oh, I'm going to show them a black canvas and then like I'm going to speed this up and it's going to... No. Just show them mid somewhere because you just want their attention at that second that they see it. Or if it's a black canvas, they're just going to move on. They're like, oh, there's nothing, whoop, and it's gone.
Not interested.
Not interested. Exactly. And not that they're not interested. They just have no incentive to stay.
No.
At that
like,
initial phase.
At that stage, you're just,
exactly.
Your thumb is just working. Like
and
your
in the
brain
next,
isn't even
and
fucking
in the next swipe, there's like some chick
like
dancing around, or like some cat that says like, meow, meow, and they watch that instead because you didn't grab their attention.
So it's on you.
It's on you. It's all your fault.
Yes.
Instagram hates you. It
TikTok.
hates all of us. It hates. No, but just like so depending on how creative you are, that's how many pieces of content you can get out of one piece.
Yeah.
Just don't make it the same like some people do. Like they have a sketch, and then the next post is a progression of that sketch, and you look at them and you're like, okay, this one has like worse lighting than this one. Like you're like,
what's the difference?
What's the difference? Exactly. And again, something about that is, don't post them with bad lighting. Like that goes without saying. Wait till the next day.
Yeah.
If you don't have a really, really good lamp to light it all up evenly, just avoid posting. Posting.
Yeah.
I'm getting posty.
No, you need that sort of, what do you call it? The patience for posting. Because that's always the thing. Like I fall into that trap so many times myself. You finish the piece, it's 2:00 at night.
Yeah, no one's there.
And you're just like, oh, fuck, yeah, I love this, it's done. And then you're taking pictures. And especially in my apartment, it's almost like the lighting we have here, which is sort of yellow.
Yep.
And at that, 2:00 at night, there's not lights. So it's just this yellow, ugly sheen. And I can't even see if the piece is 100% finished or not because of that lighting. But it looks finished because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And it's not finished until I posted it, of course, because that is the ultimate. Like, even if I've signed it, it needs to be posted. Otherwise, it's not done.
Yeah.
So can I wait until the next day for it to be done? No, of course not. I have to post it at 2.
4 years. 4 years I've done that.
And then every time I see like a little notification on my thing, I'm like, "Ooh, somebody's commented it." Nope. No, that was just like,
please DM us for a shout out.
No, it's more like, did you know that this friend has Instagram? Do you want to follow this friend?
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
I hate that so much.
And that's another thing, like I'm gonna get back to that. I have it here.
Of course.
Scripts. But that's the thing. And one final piece of advice, social media is a social platform. Socialize. Like every Friday, have one of those Friday artist shout-out things or something that doesn't revolve around you. Do something for someone else. And it's something that I've been meaning to do because otherwise, but the only, like I haven't created content, so I would only be shouting other people. That's like my account would be someone else's. But if you are producing content and you need to create breathing room, every now and then, shouting someone out, especially if it's expected, like you could do this, for example. You could shout out your favorite artist of the week that doesn't have a great big following, and shout them out on your page and then do smaller shout outs in your stories. That's a nice way, like, oh, every Friday he shouts out these cool artists. It might just be 2, just one is enough. You're helping one person out.
Yeah.
But you're doing something else to sort of like, you're socializing with the community, asking people to check someone out, and hopefully they'll do that in kind, at some point further down the road. But you're just like, you're doing something else. So you have a piece of content there to create more breathing room. So you have these 6 out of the ass sort of ideas that I had about your content, and then you have this, so you have 7 posts, and you don't have to post them every day. You can create breathing room, and then you can be off social media for
2 weeks.
2 weeks
Yeah.
almost, yeah. Especially if you post every other day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the stories you can keep sort of alive in between, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But the posts, no. Like there are so many tools. Like there's 7 tools now to utilize on social media or on Instagram to help you sort of like get your work out there. And if you're smart about it, you can really spread it out so that you don't have to be on social media. And that's the best.
That's the dream.
Right?
Yes.
Like that is the best. Because people are like, oh, how much time are you spending? I'm like, not at all. Like I even forget to do shit.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten to the point where I forget to post. Like I've had a drawing done for 2 days and I was like, oh yeah, I'll post it. And then I don't post it. So get to that point. Like, and you can do this by spreading, like creating content sort of in batch and then, just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Because it's one process, but you have so much stuff. And it's so interesting. Like, I love when someone's like, oh, I'm going to paint this single part of this image. And it's the most satisfying part, Or like adding highlights.
Yes.
Just do a little video of you adding highlights. It always does well. Just make it a reel. 15 seconds of you adding highlights. It's the best. It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be good highlights. The light could come from the wrong direction and it's still enjoyable.
Could even be a lens flare.
It could be a lens flare. Just exactly. J.J. Abrams with a color pencil.
Yes.
But then, with all this said, I would say spend 20% of your time on social media and the rest of the time draw. And that's why I want you to create the breathing room. Because I think that this generation of artists are suffering, because they're spending so much time on social media. You post your image and then you check back every fucking second of that day.
How many likes? How
many likes? And then you're like, okay, I'm going to like spam like the hashtags. Try to get people to see my work, So if they see that I like it, then check me out and they'll come back. And
like for like.
Exactly. You've done that for an hour. And you've gotten 1 follower and 5 more likes. You know what I mean? Whoop, whoop. Woo! That was an hour well spent. An hour you could have done exactly everything else that is worth living for.
Yeah.
So I would say invest 30 minutes to an hour commenting or, replying or creating buzz around your post,
Be active.
Be active, exactly. Do a little tease, for example. If you post something in your feed, then, make a story to support it and say like, oh, I posted this new thing, check it out. Or like, ooh, this is a bit controversial. I drew this, and ooh, just create some buzz. Be creative about it. I'm not going to tell you everything you can do, but just have fun with your content. You know what I mean?
Be creative.
Because
you are created.
Yeah.
Boom. T-shirt time.
Oh man, my mind is running with this. And now to the posting.
Yay!
So posting your content.
Stay tuned for next week. No, I'm kidding.
No, we're just going to get this out of the way. This is
just
a summer special.
Stallone it. Cliffhanger. If you didn't get that.
It's a good movie, though.
Is it?
I thought.
Is it? Really?
No, I don't
I haven't
think
seen it in ages.
I haven't either. But yeah, posting your content. Like we said before, wait until you have good lighting to kind of get some awesome shots.
Yes.
Because, for example, I draw in a toned sketchbook, and there's very little unless you have like studio lamps to light it up where that'll look good.
Yeah.
And, iPhone cameras are only that good.
Yeah.
So daylight really helps.
Yeah.
And I think statistically as well, like bright images do way better than, this cool filter that everyone adds, the vignette, around their work that looks like dog shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you use the X Pro filter on Instagram, you sons of bitches.
Isn't it called dog shit?
Yeah, it's called dog shit.
Yeah.
Vignette dog shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you know how many times I've used that filter? I'm so guilty.
I never used
I loved
the
it. Like all my old account is just rubbish.
I love the what's that? Perpetua.
Okay, I use none.
That was the only one that I did use because it had that nice sort of gradient color tone to it. Just made it look fancy, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stick to this." Until I
have you gone back to your old stuff and checked that out, or do you still use it?
like I have gone back and checked it out, and I pretty much deleted each and every one of those posts.
Yeah,
I might have. A
I'm
few.
so embarrassed of all my X Pro, but it's my old account since I started a new one. And Jesus,
X Pro was great for the ink stuff.
dude, I used it like I used the X Pro on its highest setting. It was so bad. I don't know what. I was just young and dumb.
Full account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard it.
Damn it!
I heard it.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I was like, don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah. Okay. So
but
how do we post, Ilias? How do we do it?
just take photos in fucking daylight. Brighter pictures are like they make people happy.
Good photos, good
Good
quality.
photos. Yeah.
Good
Oh man.
posts.
Do you know how many times I've gotten this like, oh, please check out my work, la la la, and it's just these like dimly lit garbage pictures.
Almost every time you get one of those,
Mhm.
to my
So
experience,
people,
at least,
these people that live in the dark that do art,
they're really good at socializing.
socialite, I'm very social.
But
Cool. Please check out my work.
it's so good, man.
Very social.
Your comment was so good.
Hi, fellow human.
I liked it.
And also, don't post if you're not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Don't post like, oh yeah, and then I'll go to sleep, or like, oh, and then I'll run into a meeting. No, post later.
I am the master
Oh,
at that.
I know.
Again, like I said.
This was just meant for you.
Yes.
Everyone else is doing it right.
Yes.
No, but I think it's that like, oh, when I come out of the meeting, I'll have, tons of messages.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, be there for the first 30 to an hour. You could still be doing other stuff, but just be there for that first engagement.
Or B square.
Yeah, exactly. Another hack that I use is going into the previous post and hearting some of the comments.
Well, you need comments to heart.
To heart for that to work.
Exactly.
Definitely that. So if you can't do that, never mind.
Yeah. Or maybe just create an
No, but-
extra account.
but you know
Start
why I do
commenting
that?
on your own stuff and then like those.
Exactly.
Build that buzz.
But what I do is also like when I do that, because there's always like a couple of comments that I miss. So it's nice to go back and sort of start replying to those. And then I just heart, if someone's replied to something that I haven't. Because sometimes Instagram lumps everything together.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I guess no one cared. And then you look and you're like, oh, no, they did comment, like 5 of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know how.
I hate that thing.
And it's not even that you have a lot of messages. It's
No.
just Instagram kind of like,
This is how we do it now.
this is how we do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just like squeezes everything together. Like
It's like this, and this, and this, and this person.
it's the same thing.
commented.
Yeah. This is
Like-
the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate
So
it.
one notification for all. So yeah,
Yeah.
garbage. But it's a great strategy to sort of re-engage people. Or like if someone commented, since we're splitting up our content into sort of like one image becomes 3 images or 6 images.
Mm.
If someone commented on your sketch and like, oh my God, I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. Go back to that one. Tell them, dude, it's finished.
Yeah, check out the latest
Check
post.
out the latest post.
Mhm.
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
They'll lie and say they like it,
Of
but
course.
they've commented and you are a winner.
And you
okay?
forced them to
engage.
Yes.
Exactly. Forced engagement. That's
Exactly.
the followers you want. The ones that do as you say.
Just
You know?
like Hitler.
What? Yeah,
Be
we had
Hitler.
Oh my God! And this is how we get famous, infamous. I mean,
I mean Adolf.
son of a bitch. Yes, I am very, very, very sorry for him.
This
But
is how
yeah.
I feel about social media. All right,
No, I
social
get it.
media is
It's
fucking
Hitler.
Hitler. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! I can just see you in a conversation where they're talking about the Holocaust, and you're like, "Yeah, but you should know about social media, though." Like, just making that comparison. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that what
Gina
Carano? Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert's doing a Gina
Well,
Carano.
I'm not like under contract with Star Wars or anything, so I'm good. I'm good. I will never work again.
You'll only have Nazis coming to your shop, like, bro, I want that star.
Yeah, could you do like Goku but like Hitler?
But racist. Oh my God, imagine that. You get super famous in those circles. Just get all those crazy dudes.
Yeah, I just do Nazi fan art.
Oh, that's your. Oh my god. Oh my. Like, you know what scares me about that? That if you started an Instagram account with Nazi sort of fan art, where you take everything, and just make it like racist, like
Just call
it would work.
Just call it Nazi with an O instead.
I choose not to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not a Nazi.
Not Nazi.
Not Nazi.
Not say Nazi.
Or maybe Knazi.
Nazi. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, derailed enough. Let's not go down the Nazi road.
I haven't even come to the penises yet. Yes, and I did say penis and cum in the same sentence.
What?
There you go.
Robert, drop it. So let's jump to hashtags and hash this out.
Let's do it.
Okay, so again, hashtags depends on like who the fuck are you trying to reach. Like the first point we made today, like why are you using Instagram? So is it clients? Is it influencer shit? Then you want to get in touch with companies, that could throw money in your face.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Should
whatever Robert said about prostitutes, this applies.
All of that. Yes.
All of that.
Hashtags and prostitutes.
Exactly.
But if you have a private account, is it
Yes.
even worth hashtagging?
What do you mean a private account? Like a closed account?
Closed account.
No, you're an idiot.
Exactly. So
But
remember
that's
that, people. Like, I didn't say it. Ilias did. He's the smart one.
And Robert's the
I'm
Nazi.
the penis one. No. Knazi.
Nazi. I did not say that.
I did Knat. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Sorry.
But yeah, private accounts, sure. If you have like photos of your kids and you just want certain people to see it, have a private account for all I care. Or if you have a secret identity or something like that, or you're posting content you think others shouldn't see, have it.
If you're a Nazi.
If you're a Nazi, yeah. Closed account, just befriend yourself and just live in your little fucking ecosystem.
I'm dropping the Nazi now.
I
I feel so bad. about
just
this. Like, it really hurts my stomach. I'm like,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
this is so bad. This is how low I've gone. Like, I'm pulling Nazi jokes now.
I feel like the first T-shirt I'm gonna do is like Nazi Rob. Like,
maybe
just why not?
it's a Mexican knot.
Of course.
Yes.
Just no. Just taking that shovel, just digging that hole.
Yeah.
Cool. But I don't even. Something with private accounts.
Hashtags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have private accounts if you want to get seen.
No.
Like, oh, I'm an artist. You should follow me. And then you go in there and it's private. Fuck you.
Yeah. And if you have a private account,
I feel
maybe-
bad for you, son, because you're an idiot.
No, but there's so many people,
Yeah.
especially when getting tattooed. Like they
yeah.
post it in their stories
Yeah.
and they tag me.
And you can't do
I
shit.
can't-
Yeah.
No.
No.
So that's
You s-
another thing to remember if you are one of the few people that listen to this podcast with a private account. Maybe open it up if you want people to see your stuff.
Your
There you go.
junk, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
Cool.
Trying to stay proper now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nazis. We took it too far with the Nazis.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we had to get there at some point.
At some point, yeah, we had to hit the episode low.
Yeah.
Now it's all uphill from here. Oh, wait. That's not
Wait,
great
what?
either. What? Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Moving on. So
Moving-
hashtags. Use them, if you want to work with Jujutsu, whatever the fuck they do nowadays. You hashtag whatever the fuck their hashtags is. Jujutsu life. I don't know.
No, that is the
That's
hashtag.
probably- yeah.
Whatever the fuck the hashtag
No,
is. right now.
whatever the fuck. Fujitsu.
Yes.
But just like whatever companies you want to work with, they are most likely on there. The smaller the account, the better for you because you can help them not be small, hopefully. And, it's easier to reach, an account with like 5 to 15,000 than it is to reach, those accounts with like a bazillion followers.
Yeah.
Because you will just get lost in the maelstrom of DMs.
Yeah. The compiled
Exactly.
pile.
So when you're going to use hashtags, try to sort of use all 30, first of all. I don't care what anyone says. I've been using all 30 all the time, all the same. I just changed like a few of them. Like I have, I think it's like 18 or 20 of them that are just set.
Yeah.
I just use them all the time. So there is a risk of me getting flagged as spam. Has not happened.
And
so I just keep doing it.
Do you post them in the post text, or do you
In
add
the
them
post
later?
text, because I feel that when I've done it the other way around, like that little delay, since I'm using some big hashtags, when I do add them, I still lose the top position. You know what I mean? It adds me in the 3-minute mark or, 1 minute mark. 1 minute on the 88 million hashtags, like it gets you nowhere. Like,
Yeah, you're
like,
miles.
Yeah, exactly. 40 seconds is 40 seconds too late.
Yeah.
And also here again, like once you've done, like check out the artists that are doing what you love or want to do. For example, let me think of one famous artist. I can't. Yeah, Ross Strauss, for example. I don't think he needs to use hashtags because everyone looks him up automatically, but he is super famous. If he uses a certain type of hashtags, it might be worth checking out why. And it might be a collaboration that he's doing, then he adds that hashtag. And then it might be something else specific. Some people just do them randomly, and some people have strategies. So check out what the people that are doing what you want to do are doing and just copy that, but with clients that you actually want to work with. Maybe you don't care about, XP Pen or, Fujitsu. But whatever the companies you want to work with is use that same strategy. So have, some hashtags that are related to the work. Some hashtags, like let's say 10 hashtags that are related to your work. Like the medium, the expression, whatever the fucking thing is, dragons, And then you have another 10 that are aimed towards the clients you want to attract. And then you have another 10 that are, I don't know, like, just be creative. Like, it could be the tools you use, or it really all depends on who you're trying to reach.
Which goes back to the first point in this.
Exactly. And also use, a variety of hashtags. Because there are some really old ones that have been around, like art, illustration, drawing. Ink.
Fan art.
Huge.
Yeah.
So if your posts, like the engagement sucks, you can just not post there.
Yeah.
But using, the hashtags that you think you could sort of get by on, like I think just like have hashtags with like 10,000 to 50,000. And then, you have a couple of those. Just make sure that someone's actually using them. So maybe go into that one and check the popular ones and see if they are even from this era. You know what I mean? Like, oh, these are from 6 months ago. Then don't post on that hashtag.
Yeah.
So do like hashtag, like hashtag research. Get some active hashtags that are some new ones or newer ones with lesser sort of like pressure on them, I guess. Like, because when they're so active, that your artwork will just be seen for like a split second by like one guy that'll scroll past it.
Exactly.
So just find like those early hashtags or, not as active, but they're still active, like the posts are still like on a daily, but at a slower pace. And then, you get some medium ones that move a bit faster. But again, the hashtags are active, and then you get the bigger ones, the really big ones. I've gotten on illustration a couple of times because it's not only about having millions of likes. It's also like
the activity.
The activity of exactly
post.
During the post so during October, my account had 34% engagement or 37. I think I was up to 40 at some point, and that is a lot. Most accounts are down at like 5, 6, 7.
Oh, wow.
Up to 10, like 10 is really good. So I had 40 because people were just engaging and commenting. It was like hundreds of comments on each post.
That's awesome.
It is insane, but I couldn't hold it up because I didn't have a plan. I didn't, and I chose to just step back and like, it's fine. I don't care. I've had my run.
Yeah.
And now that I've sort of come to terms with all of this, now I have a better way of handling it. So just do your hashtag research because that'll get you further. Sure, you won't get like 1 million followers immediately, but over time you're going to start attracting companies that you want to work with, or the people, the audience that would buy your work. And those are the people that you want. Like having 10,000 followers that won't buy anything from you if you're trying to sell your artwork.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah.
And they suck for you. They don't suck as humans, you know. Some of them probably do, but but it's just that they're not your
demographic.
or target audience, you know, like you just want those like 1,000 people overall that would pay for your stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you have 1,000 people wanting to buy your shit, you're set. Yeah. Unless you sell for like $1 for a bust, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's still money.
It's still money, but I just mean that's $1,000
Yeah.
of a lot of work.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's such a, just being smart about how you use social media and knowing why you're using the different tools. Like it's so calming, like, but you take so long to get there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just starting out, you want to get famous, you know, for various reasons, sometimes for no reason. It gets so frustrating, that whole fucking hamster wheel of stuff.
Well, it's a lot of work, you know.
It is a lot of work, and that's why I say, like, create like one piece, make that into so much content.
Oh yeah.
And then you just step back. You just like, I'm gonna post this in today. I'll post that in 3 days.
It's like cocaine.
Like cocaine.
Yeah.
You just dosage.
Exactly. You gotta thin it out so you can sell more. Get more money. Or however that works.
That is exactly how it works.
Yeah.
Art is like cocaine.
Exactly. And a tip from the pros. Apparently, if you're like used to doing coke here in the upper, like the Sweden sort of region.
The upper Swedenish region?
Like if you're used to doing a certain amount of cocaine up here, don't do that amount of cocaine if you go to like Colombia.
Oh, shit.
Because you will die.
Cool.
Because that's
Diluted, clean.
It gets
yeah,
diluted. Like with every stop along the way, they just thin it out more and more and more. So up here, it's apparently shit, which I already knew.
Oh man, I'm so angry that I got the bad cocaine.
But yeah,
I want the
pro
good
tip, kids.
Yeah, get the good cocaine.
So yeah,
haven't even seen cocaine actually.
Never?
Mm-mm.
That's weird.
Yeah,
it's very normal.
I know. But I haven't, like,
but
it
did feel like it did sort of throw me off the first time I did see it. You just walk into a party and all of a sudden there's the table with the thing. You're like, holy shit! Like,
I guess cocaine is a thing.
So it is. Yeah, that was sort of the thought. You're like, oh shit! Well, yeah. So it is a thing. And then after you saw that, it was pretty much in every party, which is so sad.
I don't go to parties though.
That's probably why you don't see it.
There you go.
There you go.
Parties.
Yeah. Good. Right. Hashtags.
Yeah, so hashtags was actually the last thing for this social media rant.
Fantastic.
So there you have a little ecosystem of things to do.
So social media today, like, do you, like, is it still as necessary as it always has been? Yes. Is Instagram still the one to go to?
I think it is. Like, I think TikTok might have something eventually.
Because it's still growing, right?
Oh, dude,
TikTok.
it is going well. Yeah. So, but I just
is it more stupid videos or has it become more?
It's
everything?
all types, dude. There are so many dance accounts that are super cool. There are, like, the just like Instagram has its high and its lows, you know, like so does TikTok. Like it has these like really awesome people that create amazing content or pranks or, you know, and then there's the people that are talking to their. Okay, I think someone's leaving.
Yeah.
And there's a motorcycle.
We are in a garage, people.
Yeah, that's the best thing about the studio here is that Max and Fabian, it's just like they park their motorcycles inside here. So that's pretty cool until you're podcasting.
Well, yeah.
But it's still cool.
Just adds a cool atmosphere to the shitty podcast that we have. It just make it a little
Robert,
bit better.
you don't say that about our podcast. Jody likes it.
Well, thank you, Jody, for being the one person that likes this podcast that makes you so unique. You have no idea. Love you, Jody.
Oh, shit. My wife wrote something and threw me off.
Why are you talking about Jody?
Who is she? Who is she?
Who is this Jody person?
My wife does definitely not listen to the podcast. So, yeah, I think, like, I definitely think that Instagram is still one of the stronger platforms. That being said, though, there are, like, utilize them as a strategy. like choose, I would say just choose, the ones that vibe with you. But I think Instagram is still important at this stage. But try to get your followers to sign up on like a mailing list or something where you can reach them the day Instagram decides to fuck you even more. You know what I mean? Instagram is fucking us all.
Yeah.
But at some point, it could do worse.
Yeah.
Way worse. And that's the time, if you have 100,000 people and you can't reach them outside of Instagram, that's when you're fucked. And your whole business is Instagram. That's when you're fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need a little bit of a back.
Dude, yes.
What do you call it? Backup
Plan. Yeah. An exit strategy for when that happens. Because at some point, like, oh, you're earning too much money. We're going to just cap you now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's nice that, I have all my, I have half of them on an email.
Cap away.
Exactly, and not worry about it. So try to get people to move on. If you have a shop
Patreon
or a Patreon, whatever you have, try to get them on a mailing list. Because with the mailing list, no matter where you're moving, you just send them an email and, half of them won't give a fuck. But still, you'll reach a couple of them and you'll get your most hardcore. Because like we said, you only need 1,000. Even if you have 100,000, you only need 1,000 of them to survive, So be smart about it. For example, if you want to work with Robert, throw out a brand.
A brand? Adidas.
Adidas, yeah. And Adidas has blah, blah, blah millions of followers on Instagram. Okay?
2.25. No.
There you go. Nah, I have no idea. But we're going to pretend that they do.
Yes.
And you want to work with them, and you just can't because, it's Instagram. Like, you're one of the millions that
They're never, ever going to notice you.
Exactly. Yeah. But then you have LinkedIn, where you have some schmo that works at Adidas. He's their social media marketeer or marketer. And you just reach out to him on LinkedIn like, hey, dude, been following Adidas. Like, I really love this, color thing that you're doing, if it's a event where they're doing a specific thing, like the color run. I don't know if they do it. Maybe it's Nike, but someone does the color run thing.
I'm pretty sure they both do
but,
it.
But exactly, whatever the fuck they're doing right now. And you're like, really love it. I've been working on this thing that I've pretended I did for you guys. Just thought I'd share it with you. I think it's an awesome thing that you're doing, and I just wanted to throw my support or, like do a tribute thing or something.
Yeah.
You throw it out there, and you're like, would love to work together on something like an upcoming project. Message sent away from the clutter that is Instagram. You've reached that person in a better way.
Yeah.
So just utilizing, the different platforms for different reasons. Because my content, for example, what is your biggest artist struggle works really well on Instagram, does not work well on LinkedIn.
Well, it's probably because you don't have as many like artists
following
on LinkedIn. You probably have a shit ton of them following you on LinkedIn, but they're not in on LinkedIn scrolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're answering or sending out messages regarding work. Because LinkedIn is sort of where you go for
not even
stuff.
that, I think.
Really?
I think artists on LinkedIn just like they post their update. Like, oh, I started working at King.
Oh,
they add that, and then they move on.
Yeah.
And they never come back. And then when they switch, but that's what I mean.
Anything.
Then you start a new job. You're like, oh, I should update my LinkedIn. You change jobs. You never come back.
Exactly.
And that is their mistake.
Yeah.
Like everyone that does that. Because you can reach people on LinkedIn. Like, really reach them. And reach the right people. Because you don't know who runs a social media account, He might be the wrong person to call.
Yeah.
But like, oh, this guy, oh, he's the head of this thing. That's the guy I should talk to. Instead of like trying to go through these, like other people below them.
Yeah.
You go straight to the source. And he's like, yes, we should work together. Or I might have a project for you. Or crickets. It really doesn't matter. He's going to forget you in half a year or not. You write to him a year later, like, oh, man, I have done this new thing that I think you're going to love. I've gotten a little better. whatever it is you're doing, you throw that his way. He's like, oh, yeah, fuck, I remember. I actually loved what you did last time. I just didn't have anything and I forgot about it. We should work together.
Yeah.
It just shows like you're interested, you keep growing as an artist, and you're just connecting. And I think this is the part of social media that people are dumb to. There's the name, like it's social.
Yeah.
And no one's social. You're just like, my work, please, look. And who loves the like, UNICEF is a great organization, helping people in what it does, and all the other, and the Red Cross and all the stuff. And then as soon as they come up to your face and like, hey, please sign.
Yeah, if I had a knife, I would stab them.
Dude, if there was a staircase, I would push them down it because
there you go.
There's something about the approach that is disgusting.
Yes.
And it just doesn't work like that.
I actually thought of that this morning. I'm like, why don't they just have like a booth where they stand and grab people? They just have a booth where they're sitting, and people that are interested can come to them.
Up, right? And
the Swedish way.
Where people stand in a line.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, but
nobody would get there.
But that's the thing. It becomes this salesy thing because they just want your money. You know what I mean? You're a means to an end.
Yes.
Nobody likes that. But we all love to waste money on shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're all just like, oh, I don't need this. I'll buy 2 of these. That's how humans are. Like, most of us just buy a lot of shit. And then, when we move out or change apartments, we're like, where the fuck did all this come from?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, we had this conversation a while back. It's just like...
It's insane.
There's so much shit in my storage. And it's in the storage for a reason. Do I need that? No, I could burn that whole storage down.
Dude, yes.
I wouldn't miss a single thing.
When I met my wife, like I said, I had 4 boxes stacked in the corner of my apartment that I didn't know were there. And it was a bare apartment.
Like, oh, that's
yeah,
not
because she was like, dude, exactly that. She's like, what are those 4 boxes in the corner there? I'm like, what?
What boxes?
Yeah, dude, exactly. And she was like, those boxes. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, that's old stuff. I have never opened them. I lived there for like 3 years.
It's so weird.
They were just there. I don't want to unpack them because I don't need any of that. And when I moved, I took out all the comics and I threw everything because I don't remember what was in the boxes. Like whatever
you're
I could.
Not sad about that
At all. No, I have the comics that I'm thinking of selling because I never look at them, but I am too lazy to go sell them, and I don't have the heart to throw these away because someone could actually enjoy these. They are cool.
Maybe do something fancy with them.
Cut them out and just
like if you
do
like
paper planes.
I would just buy like a big frame and frame 6 of your coolest, like the most.
Ooh, that would be cool because I have a lot of like Jessica Campbell's early stuff, the sketchbooks. Yeah.
He was apparently in the hot seat a bit.
Yeah.
Did you see
saw
it?
That.
Yeah, with the old his old sort of Mary Jane.
Yeah. There was some guy that did paint over with some added criticism on.
Oh.
It's yeah.
So we reached that point.
No, he handled it well, and it became a fun thing that got like real traction. So a lot of people drew her as well, as a response to that.
But
thing.
I heard that he sort of buckled under the pressure or something. Like he just folded.
What?
Eventually, like
no. He made an event of it. He even sold it for charity and shit.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, dude, he went bananas with it. No, he did not fold.
Yeah. This is me always like never following through, just seeing sort of the taglines and headlines.
No,
and
he
stuff.
handled it well as far as I read.
Good. God bless him. But I was gonna jump in just because I randomly said Adidas, not only because I'm wearing Adidas shirt, but a little bit of a segue, but just a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was I was at Lego, we had like towards the end of my era at Lego, we had a little bit of a workshop where we try to brainstorm new ideas. And at that stage, I think it's a 1 week off kind of, but you're still at work.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so open to anything. So like imagine the coolest thing that you could ever do with the brand. You make that into an idea and just imagine it going through and becoming a thing.
A thing, yeah.
And for me, back then at least, I was super into Adidas, like originals. That was my, I still do, but back then it was crazy. So my dream was like, let's do a collab with Adidas.
That would be so cool.
And this week I got an email saying, check out the new Adidas Lego shoes. So the thing is, you dump all of these ideas into a bin, and that bin sits there, and then every year they pull that bin out, and they check the ideas, and they're like, could we do something with this and this and this? Da-da-da-da, my idea has become a thing. I'm sure there were like a billion people thinking of this collaboration.
Yeah, but still.
But, I worked at that department that actually made that stuff come true, and it is. Now it's a thing. So in a sort of weird little way, I feel super proud.
That is actually awesome. I love that because we used to have something called Sugar Friday at King, where we got to do whatever we wanted with the King or with the Candy Crush IP. Dude, I made merch. I think we talked about it on this show. We made like sunglasses, bags. Like we made this like apparel line where we just took shit we found on the internet, and then we sort of like recolored and changed some stuff, added like the Candy Crush logo, and just like did fun things with them, and then presented them. We took like Ray-Bans.
Oh, cool.
And added like, like the little, like the
candy?
The color bomb. The brown candy with the
Mm-hmm.
little, like you had them on the sides, on the temples. Exactly, of the Ray-Bans at your temples. You had like a little sort of like indented metal thing there with that sugar bomb. And then it's just like so many fun things that we did with those, I made like Chucks or Converse shoes with... like the fold with the collar that you can fold instead of having the standing one. And then that one was striped like the Candy Crush sort of stuff. And then you just had like one hint of Candy Crush and just like clean design and not like the products that Candy actually did put out that were just like, here's all our graphics on a piece of whatever. So it was just like, it was supposed to feel like stylish, like that you could give to employees,
Yeah.
Like here are like some branded shoes. Or like a branded bag that you would like to actually wear and not be ashamed of. So we just created a line like twice. We created a lot of stuff and it got really popular. But of course they didn't do anything with it.
Of course.
They did the cheap way,
Yeah. Like let's do that, but
but
not pay for it.
Exactly. Go super cheap and just get this bag with all the candies printed super like tight. Sort of like beside each other, just a mess in really, really cheap, with a cheap printing method.
Cheap shoes,
indeed. It was garbage. Oh, man, they just like...
Speaking of cheap shoes, I actually tattooed Velosaur this week. I forgot
Yes,
that.
I fucking saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, I think, the highlight of this.
Velosaur.
Yes.
You better be...
shouting out early on. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
this is my life.
But has he shouted out the podcast? Has he?
Of course not. No. Has he listened to the podcast? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you better be promoting it to your game friends, man.
That's what you get. Yeah. But yeah, so we started. We still have one session to go. And
can you hide a micro penis there somewhere?
Oh,
in his arm?
It's
you think that's the character?
Yeah. No. It's all micro penises.
Nice.
All of it.
All of it. You have a machine that every time you put it on skin, just draws a micro penis.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, don't look too closely, Daniel. But yeah, segue.
It's just creepy. Yeah, but the thing with social media is, just like to wrap it all up nicely, is that you need to be smart, know what you're using it for, and be fucking social.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've gotten, just this week, about 100 new followers just because I'm using Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And Clubhouse, you can link your profile, and you can get people over to Instagram because that's the only way they can check you out. But it's just talking to people, making connections. I've started talking to some awesome artists that were really intrigued with the woodwork stuff. They thought that I had been doing it for a while, And I was like, no, that's new. That's for me. Like, I'm not doing anything with that. Because, like, one asked if I was going to do it for a gallery. And I was like, no, I haven't gotten, like, my mind is not there. Like, this is for me. This is, like, I'll sell everything else that I've done. But the wood stuff, at this point, even if someone wants to buy it, is for me. At this stage, I just need something that is just mine, like that I can own, and just like, you know, I can spit on it, I can put it on fire, you know, like, and it doesn't matter.
And that comes with no pressure.
No pressure at all.
Like, yeah.
And it's such a nice break as well, because I can film whatever I do with this, since it takes a lot longer than drawing. Like, I can just post, you know, like a little snippet of it every time I do something, and it's interesting. Because it's like, oh shit, it looks like that now, and it just keeps changing, you know, over time. So
have you counted how many posts you've done with just this one piece?
Never gonna do that. Never gonna do that, because then I'm gonna be overanalyzing and start doubting myself. So
because,
no.
Like, if you
I have
really,
a lot,
you think about it, how many things you've done with just the wood thing, and then you go back to the original drawing of it.
Yeah, dude, and the glass.
Then, exactly.
No.
So
I know.
This one is, it's lived on.
Yeah. But it's still working.
Yeah.
Like, then that's what I mean. Like, you can really break it down, and I've oversold this one.
Not at all.
But what I mean is that it keeps changing so much in between every time, so it's fine.
It's a very dramatic change every time as well. Like, because you've gone from one medium to another, like new tools. Everything is new with each reincarnation of the piece.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really impressive if anything. So... yeah.
But we're going to talk about that in the next segment. So,
which is pretty much now.
Yeah. So try to social. Try to just, you know, reply to everyone. That's something I didn't say. Just, you know, whoever takes the time to sort of comment on your work, value that person, especially if it's not 7 emojis. You know, if it's actual sentences with words that make sense to you.
That you can reply to.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you are the person that does not get anything beyond emojis, be the one that starts the conversation. At least they've added the emojis. So if you, as an artist that they enjoy the work of, you're like, yeah, thanks for, like, happy you like it, you know, because that's what happy emojis usually mean.
Yeah.
Like, glad you like it. It was a really blah, blah, blah struggle to do this, but I can't wait until I, you know, burn it on wood. Like, for example, just give them something more, like, that is not in the post. And they're like, oh, dude, that sounds awesome. Like, can't wait to see it, la, la, la. The next time you post it, you have the cliffhanger to sort of like, it's done. I posted it. Like, there are so many ways to engage people. Sometimes you just got to get a few of them started, you know?
Yeah.
And with that, good luck.
Fantastic. Do your research, people.
Yeah.
I know I should, but...
No, but I think just writing some of this down, I think would help a lot of people, because like how many years did we not use social media and like, oh, I don't understand, the algorithm keeps changing, chronological, schmonological, you know, like we all got caught up in this, like we were all complaining all the time about all the changes that we can affect.
Exactly. Like, it's so beyond us.
It's so beyond us, yeah. And we wasted so much time. I wish someone would have just bitch slapped me. Like, just to like make the algorithm, like the word just disappear from my vocabulary. Just like, just reset
no such
me.
thing.
There is no such thing. Yeah, the Batman Robin.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, that contest was fun that we made.
Yeah, we need to do another one of those.
Yeah, fuck, we need to do another one.
And we also need to actually start thinking about a real event.
Yes, everything is fucking opening up.
Yeah, so we should do like a small...
What is a small get-together?
Like maximum 50 people.
Ooh, VIP shit.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, pay us.
Pay us. We're gonna $1,500 per ticket.
Exactly.
And then all we give you is like dry crackers, because we're that
gonna
bad
give
at
them
playing.
stuff.
Oh, okay, never mind the crackers.
They'll have our company. It's worth more than 15. Yeah. But yeah, no, I've just been thinking.
I love how you said 15. You thought Swedish, but we talked dollars, so now it's $15,000 per ticket.
Bam.
Robert just raised the price. No, but an event we should definitely do.
Yeah, or at least start planning. Like,
yeah, but I'm thinking like we're on episode
148.
Fuck. Yeah, I thought like 200 would be awesome, but that's next year. So never mind.
Yeah.
That's like another year
exactly
from now. So next year, this time.
But I think, because we were talking about maybe an Inktober
That would
thing,
actually be cool.
something, I think, at least tying into Inktober. Maybe
So
do like a pre-Inktober
An
thing,
event.
and then
a pre-event and a ooh,
Pre-
I like
pre-and-
pre and end.
Yeah.
Pre-end
pre-and an end.
and an end.
A pre-event and an
And
end
a
event.
post-event.
Yeah. Yeah, post-event.
Mhm.
That sounds better. End event.
And also it ties into social media.
Yeah.
Post.
Malone.
Okay, cool rhymes.
Yeah.
Buster rhymes. Okay, brain is fried. That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe our not best, but most extensive social media episode.
To
I am
date.
tired. To
Yes.
date, yeah.
Yes.
So let's move on to fun stuff.
Move on!
We are back to the
Donk, donk,
studio.
Tools.
Cool. We're back.
I wanted to simulate like tools, as in working man's tools, like a saw and a hammer on nails and stuff. Tools.
Cool story. That was great. Thank you, Robert. And what did you have to talk about, by the way, in tools?
Oh, so much. So much.
Like me last time?
Very much today's tools. Yeah. I still haven't finished the Posca piece. So, like...
But
don't really
social
ha-
media, Robert, you have to post. But you did post, so you don't have to work on it ever again.
Well, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't. I only posted
How did I
it
see
in stories. So,
That's how I saw
Yeah.
it. Cool.
But yeah, no, I haven't done shit. Seriously,
son
this
of a
week has been work, and
But have you done any cool tattoos or anything you can mention there?
nothing that really stands out. Like the Velisar piece is pretty cool, and that's like, I mean, I can't really take credit for it because it's
Of course
his
you
design.
can. He sucks.
I just sort of
Love you, Daniel.
redrew what he wanted.
Barrymore.
Kind of.
Cool.
Yes, Barrymore. No, I haven't done anything. Like, it's not a tool, but we actually celebrated half a year, me and Santa. Like,
Oh, shit. It's
already
been half a year? Yeah,
since
that's
we
cool.
met. Yeah.
Okay. So you're
So-
doing the Maria and me thing.
Yeah.
We don't really know when we decided to be a couple. We just counted the date that we actually met.
Exactly. Easier that way.
So much easier.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's midsummer.
Exactly.
Boom.
So,
So easy to remember.
but it always changes dates.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it's midsummer. The date does not matter. It's like, as soon as people start talking about midsummer,
You're like, that's when we
that's when we met.
Yeah.
It's easy. Like, what date? Midsummer. The date.
met. Exactly. So
Math.
yeah. So no tools from me this week. Sorry.
And I have, taken my head out of my ass,
Nice.
and I did the resin thing that I've been putting off since I bought the resin. But doing that, I read that the resin only lasts for 6 months after you open the thing.
But is that like 100% legit, or is
I
it
have no idea.
like milk and you can still drink it like,
After.
until it
I think you can
gets
definitely
chunky?
use it after, but the quality of said thing, because when you break the seal, you also break the air.
Yeah, of course. The air
whatever.
seal. Yeah.
The air thing.
Yeah.
There's a word.
Yeah.
The seal.
You did say it.
I did say it.
I
Of
also
course I
did
did.
say it.
You also did. Cool.
Yes.
My brain is catching up to this conversation.
Heil Hitler!
No. No, Robert. Bad boy. You
Nerver.
bad boy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Idiot.
So let's talk about it.
Resin, hell of a shit. Thing with resin is that I don't know what I'm doing, but I had a plan to fill the recesses that I drilled out or carved out with the rotary tool, was to fill them with resin, so I could get this like bluish, greenish night sky thing going behind the dragon. And I did said thing. I took, I mixed the resin in a cup, and I was like, okay, now I just need to go get my marker refill thingies and, bloop, bloop, some color in it.
Yeah.
And I was going for black initially,
Okay.
but I didn't have black refill.
Oh, yeah.
because I have a lot of refill. I had everything that I didn't need,
Same here.
but I don't have black or anything remotely useful except one. I don't know what it was, like something blue.
Oh, so you did have.
So I have a dark blue color that turns somewhat green because of the yellowish tint of the plywood.
Oh yeah.
So I did pour that in. But being a bit stressed, trying a new medium that is a chemical that I, don't want to get on my hands and I don't want to breathe it in and,
And also kids running around in the house.
Yes,
and,
extra kids running around in the house.
also-
I got a bit stressed and I started forgetting things, as you do if you don't write them down and you're old. So I forgot to, just put some varnish on the wood to seal the pores, like wood will soak up anything you pour on it. That's why you want to seal it with something. And I didn't. So my first problem, of course, when I started pouring that shit was that it was like I filled it up to the brim and then it just like the wood was soaking parts of it up. It wasn't that bad though. Like it was fine. I think the glue between the plates might have had something to do with it because plywood is several layers of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe that helped. I don't know. But just like I had to refill the thing several times, like the carving. But then eventually, it stopped. I was checking back on it, for the first sort of hour. And I was like, okay, now you just need to stay here for 24 hours and we're good. And it's looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I leave it in the washroom where no one hangs except my wife sometimes, and of course this fucking day she had to go in there and she was like, oh, this is in the way, I'll just move it. And like this shit was built in 78, 1978 for those really young, and shit ain't that straight anymore. So the bench, like where I put it, it was fine. I'm assuming.
I think when she moved it, she moved it so the thing
no. It didn't, because she moved it super slowly up to the corner or up towards, because I had it sort of in the middle, and she moved it up and to the right and left it there. And it's
okay, so that's where it started slanting a bit.
I think, because when you feel the bench, it doesn't feel that straight. So I'm thinking that there must have been sort of like a rise somewhere on the wood. Yeah. So that you don't notice it, but when you have something straight on it, it sort of leaned a bit, like on a little slope thingy there, and then, and it's resin, so it's thick. It's like thick syrup, so it doesn't just pour over.
Or maybe it was the plywood itself might have moved a bit too because of it getting wet. That
I don't know. Yeah. But the whole left side though, just poured out of its sort of recess, and it just went all the way down on the left side of Oppa. The cool thing is though, the dragon and Oppa, they're fine.
It's amazing.
It's
really.
amazing, yeah. But I think it's due to how I carved it, so I'm lucky. And also it's the path around the dragon, it's one unit, so it poured around the dragon and not over it. So I was lucky there. But it half the thing is green because of the blue tint that I had. So now we have I ruined carving with resin everywhere on the right-hand side, Woohoo! And the resin looks cool, and I was a bit bummed at first, but this being prepared that it was going to fail at the resin part, kind of, I don't know, it was just okay, this is fucked up, but I could probably sand this down, I could get some sandpaper and I'll just sand the recess, because I took a knife, a mora-kniv, and I scraped a lot of the...
A moron knife.
A moron knife. A moron with a knife. So I took that and I scraped off a lot of the... Because it's so thick and sticky that you could just scrape it off, sort of like grabbing butter, like a butter knife. And I just, put it on paper, and I was just sort of scraping it off around the character, as much as I could. So I think I could just sand that away depending on how fucking durable resin is when it dries.
Yeah, because that was gonna be my follow-up. Like,
I
how
have a
sticky is it?
Oh, now it's nothing. Now it's like glass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like solid plastic. That's what it is.
Oh,
like it's
cool.
really hard.
So it's easy to sand, kind of.
Yeah, you can sand it. You can fucking carve on
Yeah.
it. You can do
oh,
whatever.
that's right. Yeah, I've seen people like carve
Yeah.
ripple, like water ripple effect on
Yeah,
dry
dude,
resin.
it is awesome. So it's just when it's wet.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of, resin that was left over. I just let it dry. Now
Mhm.
it's a rock. I can just throw it away. Because you can't pour it into the sink or anything. You have to let it sort of harden,
Set,
and then you can
yeah.
throw it. Yeah. So it's really nice, though. It gave me some really cool ideas that I want to take the resin thing in a different direction. Or, still, I want to fill my carvings with it. But I'm going to make my carvings like dioramas.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, when I create the next one, or this one maybe, I'm going to drill all the way through the plywood and try to really get like a 3D depth thing. And then anything that is the sky, that isn't like, trees and stuff like that, it'll just be a hole.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just leave trees in different depths and leaves and stuff like that. And then I'm going to fill the resin all the way through so that you can see through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I think at the back, I will turn it upside down and paint, the trees furthest away from the viewer. Just in fuzzy sort of night time, trees. And maybe you could backlight it somehow if you want, or, have it by a window or something and get that light through.
So cool.
And there are so many ways. So I want to do another one now where there's a dragon coiling around the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then have Opa somewhere as well, and then just carve everything in between out,
Oh, dude,
Just try
I'm
to.
getting more and more fucking ideas now, especially when you
But
said
that happened because I
the
ruined it,
window.
and my brain had to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I could do this, I could do this. Oh, maybe I should. And then the next one, and then I just couldn't stop. And this is from fucking it up. So that's why I'm like, why are we worrying about ruining shit?
That's how you get the ideas.
That's how you get the
Yeah,
ideas,
yeah.
exactly. So I'm really excited to, the image that I showed you, the girl with the sword coming out of the forest,
Yeah.
with the pillars on the side and the different layered forest behind her.
Yeah.
Imagine that in a resin sort of way, and then you
Oh, I already have.
and then because there's these
good.
trees behind her, this thick forest, but in the middle part there are some holes, where the sky is visible.
Glory holes.
Glory holes, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. And if you could backlight that shit, or just have it standing somewhere by a window,
Yeah.
and the light during the day could light through the image and just come through those trees, you'd get that amazing fucking light. It could be such a masterful piece.
Awesome.
And then while we were talking, and the image that I've drawn, when she comes out of the forest, they're just these circular little platform with rocks, in front of her, a little
ground.
path. Yeah,
Yeah.
the path there. I was thinking having that come out of the carving as well. So you could make a resin ground and then paint over it and make it into actual rocks, so that there's this square painting and carving, and then part of the road though comes out of the painting into in 3D
Into reality.
and just it's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
And maybe even have maybe the pillars be out there,
Yeah.
resin them and then get them on there somehow.
You could
Just
have that, I'm thinking combining that with Dean's toys. He could
Dude.
put one of his favorite figures on that
Yeah.
platform to face off against your...
So if somebody wants to throw me a big bag of money so I don't have to work, so I can work on this instead, I'm open for it.
Yeah. Hit us up on at Sketchbook Heroes on Instagram. No, when you said putting it up against the window, I immediately thought of those big sort of what's it called,
Like
pane
that.
glass windows
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in churches.
Painted glass, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
But what if you actually took the frame of one of those smaller windows and used that as the framework for one of your pieces and made...
That is a big fucking window, dude.
Yeah. No, but like if you have
No,
a
but I do.
smaller
But a
bathroom
smaller,
window
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of. But like actually use that frame and make something with an actual window, like that would be
Dude,
super cool.
I talked to a friend today regarding 3D printing,
Ooh.
and I was like, "Oh, what sizes can you print?" Because he's like, "Send me any like a file, whatever file format it was."
Yeah.
And he was like, "And I can print anything." And I was like, "Oh, what do you have?" And he said, "I have a blah blah printer and a resin printer."
Oh.
I was like, "What?
A resin what?
A resin what?" Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe there's something there, because I wanted to take the character and make it, like an object I can sort of glue onto the thing.
Oh, yeah.
That would be pretty cool, because right now, with the one that I have with the dragon coiling around the tree, that one, like, Oppa is in the tree, and I want her to stand out, but I can't carve her out because I didn't have that in mind when I started, because I would have needed to push down the tree a bit, so that she could stand out. And I'm thinking that maybe if I just, make her separately.
Or you
and
could
then-
do like 3D print half of her. Just
Yeah,
to
but
have,
that's what I
like,
was
the back
thinking. Yeah.
half.
But then I
like
would need to learn
3D.
3D printing as well. just
You
to be
won't, well, he knows the 3D printing. You just
Yeah,
need
he-
to know the
no,
3D.
Yeah, exactly. But
Send
that's
him
what
the
I mean.
file.
I don't
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, but I need
ZBrush.
to. ZBrush. No, it's Blender. Blender is the thing.
Well,
Whichever. Yeah,
yeah. It all works.
it all works. But yeah, I'm gonna skip the 3D printing one because it's gonna take too long. I think I want to be able to sort of carve it out. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
'Cause then I can use wood.
Exactly.
So if you live on a farm with a lot of wood, send it my way.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm super excited. This failure has really, really, really opened up new opportunities. And now I'm thinking of doing even more stuff. My brain is running with it. Like,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
books that we talked about too.
oh,
that
yeah,
was pretty
yeah, that
cool.
is so cool. That one is more complex, though,
Yeah.
unless the book is standing up.
Yeah.
But that would be so cool. Just like,
I mean, you could make a sort of, you make your own book also. Like
I was thinking
just
of
to make
making it
more-
out of wood.
Yeah.
Like an actual, or I could do like a resin cast on a book.
Mm,
Like there are a lot of ways to go with this.
yeah.
So
Yeah. We're not throwing that one out just yet.
yeah,
We
but
just-
it could be really cool. And the fan art thing that you
Mm-hmm.
talked about, like just adding that is such a different level. But we'll get back to that whenever
Whenever we've done it.
we've done it. Yeah. But there are so many ideas coming
Mm-hmm.
out of this, and like for a while now, I've been really stressed with work and trying to wrap up the game that we're working on. And now to come back to this, it was so much fun. And I was like, yes. And then it failed hard. And now I have even more ideas. And I got to give a shout out to a guy I met at Clubhouse called JP. And he's been so supportive about the whole, because he loves woodwork. And has been trying to get me to work on one of his D&D projects that he has going. But right now I feel like I have a lot to do. So don't really feel like taking up more work. I feel like I want to invest in the wood stuff
Yeah.
on my spare time. But JP, you're getting one of these once I figure out how to fucking make one that does not get ruined. But it's so much fun. Like this whole thing is amazing. Like it's so cool to work the way that I do with these pieces.
I would like to see you do a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I just
like,
need to figure out, because the thing is
A3
with
size wood.
yeah, that would be nice.
Because
That
then
would
you
be
can really go in and go nuts with details.
with detail and everything. Yeah, that would be really cool. But
A lot of work,
also
yeah.
a lot of work. I need to figure out the small format because I don't know how to do casts yet. How I'm going to solve the cast thing. So I need to figure out how to like varnish them to stop the resin from going through the wood. And just like small things like that. And if I do it on smaller canvases right now, I can get away with it and not waste too many materials. So I'm thinking that the first sort of like batch of resin that I have now, I'll just use it this sort of like the 6 months that I have and just experiment with it. And, that's...
See where it takes you.
Yeah, that's, $180 going nowhere. But learning. It's an investment.
It's always going somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I should have done with the excess resin. I should have put it on a plate, just let it lie down, and then use that as a sketching
Yeah,
canvas.
just to try it. Yeah, see?
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done. I should make a lot of resin sort of plates. Yeah, just to have them as test subjects for painting and
Yeah.
carving and
also finding like the perfect area for you to sort of have them dry
Yeah.
and where you like.
not there apparently.
Yeah.
Not there. And also I'm going to use I don't know what it's called in English, but
the vattenmått.
yeah,
Water
exactly.
measuring tool, something.
Whatever they're called. Yeah. Vattenpass.
Yeah.
Water pass.
Water pass.
Through my pants. So yeah. Fuck it. Just tired. But yeah, I'm going to actually put it on a straight surface next time and then see what happens.
Straight surface.
Because then it might be the resin, like you said. Maybe something does happen and it raises or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time seeing that it would rise because the tree soaks up a lot of it. But you never know.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to blame my wife and move on with life.
See? It rhymes.
I don't really care. Yeah.
You know it's true if it rhymes. That's how it is.
Buster rhymes. Yeah, but I don't really care. Like, it gave me a lot of cool, exciting ideas now to try, where before I just felt stuck. So,
All right. Moving on.
moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on! I don't know. Farts.
Yeah. Retro.
Cool.
What have you seen?
I have seen what you told me. I started watching Demon Slayer. And it's 2 episodes are way better than Hentai Jutsu. No.
Fujitsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Fujitsu.
Kaisen. The best. Fujitsu Kaisen. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
But at
Unless
least
you want to sponsor us, Jujutsu, then we love you.
Yeah, exactly.
Prostitutes.
But you did finish the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
so disappointed. What a
Yes.
piece of shit. I hate that show now. Never watch it. Don't waste your time.
It's a good show.
It's not a good show. It's boring. It ends super boring. They haven't done shit in years for a season 2. I don't care. I hate you, Naruto, Kaisen, Bleach.
Fantastic. But Demon Slayer,
Demon Slayer, though,
Yeah.
starts off way better.
because it is like one of the most popular animes at this very moment when we are recording. So I started watching it when it came out, and I was like, yeah,
hipster.
exactly. So I didn't really get into it then, and now I've seen the whole thing.
Plus the movie.
Plus the movie, exactly. And I really, really enjoy it. It's got one character that is so annoying that I want to shut it off. Like, I think I mentioned that
When
character.
JoJo comes. No, just
Kind of. Maybe I mentioned it last time. I don't remember.
I
But
don't remember either.
it's like it's just a character that's screaming constantly, and it's so annoying to the point where I feel like fuck this show.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, that annoys me.
yes, but
And I haven't seen it.
he does have like his moments of really epicness as well. So
So it's a he.
it's a he. You will know who it is momentarily, I think.
Cool.
He gets revealed, I think maybe 4th or 5th episode, something like that. But now towards the end of the first season, you kind of learn to live with him, I guess.
Oh, wow. He's
Yeah.
like a acquired taste Jar Jar. What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, I know. But apart from that dude, I really enjoyed the show. I love the weird animation style.
I haven't seen a lot of weird yet.
It's
I'm a bit
when-
unsure of how good the animation and movement is in this one, actually.
It's cool. They do a little bit of a mix up with style wise. So like when the protagonist uses his like the abilities that he's
I
gonna
know
be
nothing.
learning,
Okay, cool.
they use this really cool graphic effect,
Sketch
kind of.
effect?
Not sketch. It more like cool, just thicker outline type.
But isn't
stuff,
it like the
artistic?
Have you played Street Fighter 4?
Yeah.
When you're doing that black ink hit?
Yeah, that's
That's
kind
what
of
it kind of feels
that,
like, because that's what
yeah.
I'm getting from the intro.
Yes. Oh, yeah, exactly. You see it in the intro. And that I love that style. Like, it looks really... Well, it's not super unique, but it still is.
But it works for this show.
Yes. So, like, it's got that going for it. The character is very, like, likable, and the story arc is cool. So I see a lot of good things here. But with that said, it's still just another one of those, you know?
God damn it.
Because it's a demon slayer. Like, that's what he does. He hunts demons.
The only problem I have with all these shows are the dumb characters.
Yeah.
I hope this one doesn't have too many of those.
No.
But if it does, I'm not going to watch it.
You'll notice them towards the end, I think. But it's up to you if you want to continue or not.
No, if the animation is good enough, I might be able to suffer through them. But I'm so tired of anime
It's
characters.
still anime. You know what I mean?
I know,
they always
but-
do the cheaty stuff whenever they can, and it's just like a guy bouncing through stuff, and you don't really see a lot of action here. And the story,
We'll see.
I
if
like
the
the
story's
story
good
enough.
enough, that can work.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I loved Jaeger, the
Mm-hmm.
whatever the fuck it was called that I've mentioned a million times last year.
Jaeger, the
Exactly. Vampire Hunter thingy majiggy.
Exactly.
Whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Master the Jaeger the something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines on Netflix. It's such a great show. Like, both in movement and, the story is decent. Like, it's not the greatest story. It's not the worst.
No.
It's good enough, though, through and through. And it doesn't have those annoying characters in as much as anime does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in anime, like, every other character is an idiot. Like, it's so annoying how...
Well,
I just don't have the words for it.
it's-
But it's just too much of that.
Yeah, exactly. So you do understand when people like are complaining when you are watching anime and they're not into it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just screaming all the time. And I think that's what I said last time as well.
And just like whiny, annoying voices.
Exactly.
So if you thought that was annoying, that's how I feel about anime.
That's anime. But yeah. So, but I did enjoy Demon Slayer.
Cool.
We'll see what you think when you've seen a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
Will you stick with
Two
it?
first episodes, though.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, the first-
Very dark.
Very dark.
Very dark.
Indeed.
I was like, okay,
Okay.
I guess we're
Yeah.
here.
And that is kind of a theme throughout as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it gets a little bit more lighthearted, but we are looking at some badass sort of demons here, so yeah. But still, anime. You
Very
can't get
cool.
past it. But yeah, I haven't really had time to see that much this week, so I went back and I saw just some old
Classic.
classics, yes, and one new movie. So you had seen the new movie as well, like Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, yeah, shit. But I saw this one when it came out
Yeah.
on rental. I think I rented it.
Okay. Yeah.
As soon as it was out.
I stole this from my mom.
You son of a bitch.
But I didn't know. I hadn't seen anything from like trailer wise for this movie. I didn't really know what to expect going in. I'd only seen the cover and I saw all of the genius people that are involved in it. You got Jeff Bridges, Chris Hemsworth, the 50 Shades girl that nobody cares
I
about.
don't know. I
Some
haven't
other
seen-
girl that nobody really cares about. Another person
Yeah.
nobody cares about. The guy from Mad Men. And so on.
Oh, yeah,
and so
shit, yeah.
on. Yeah. So, like, I liked the movie, but it's nothing special.
Yeah.
Uh,
I saw it because I thought, I saw like just a snippet of sort of like that it felt like a movie that's going to have a lot of twists and turns and
Exactly.
stuff, like, and everyone's coming in and everyone's a fucking character, like
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is playing like a different type of character than he normally does.
so
and
weird hearing him, like, the way he talks in this
Exactly.
movie. It's just like,
it's just like, it all just seems, and Jeff Bridges,
Yeah.
like, you're expecting something. It feels like there's like a great cast and everything, and then you watched it and you were like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
because I watched the making of,
mhm,
and everybody was drawn in because of the script, and the script was,
Exactly.
like, amazing.
mhm.
And especially when they heard that the script writer was also directing, everybody was like, I'm in. And then Jeff Bridges signed on because of that. And then everybody signed on because Jeff Bridges has signed on. And so and so and so. And that's how they got all of these really sort of big-ish names. But like when it starts, the movie just sort of starts. And there's no build-up to any type of story, really. There's a suitcase being like buried in a hotel room. And then the guy that buries the suitcase gets shot. And then 10 years later. And then the movie sort of starts. But it's something totally different. And that just keeps going. There's not like, this is the main character that we are following and blah, 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 blah. It was so sort of...
All over the place?
All over the place, very much. So it threw me off, and we were actually close to turning it off.
Oh, shit.
After...
Oh, you saw it together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santa fell asleep right when it got good. So I was like, you seriously fell asleep when it started getting really interesting and good.
But then they lose that as well.
No, but it sort of carries out towards the end. And I found it enjoyable after halfway in. But it was still half of a movie just sitting there like, oh, what the fuck am I watching? Like, it's interesting, but it's still not really sort of grabbing me or... Yeah, I didn't...
Because the thing is, you started talking about it, and I was like, have I seen this?
Exactly.
Like, it sounds familiar. And then you started telling me, like Chris Hemsworth is in it. I was like, Jeff Bridges? And then you were like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen this movie. And then you were talking about it, and I was like, I don't remember. Like, you were like, the briefcase part. And I was like, oh, yeah, in the beginning. And then he dies, right? And you were like, yeah. And then I was like, and then something happened in the middle. And then, like, this happens at the end, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah. And that's all I remember from this movie.
That is like the movie.
And I saw this last year.
or
when it came out, I guess.
But it's got so many interesting aspects to it. But it just feels like it could have used a little bit more time behind the writing table or desk. And maybe a little bit more of a refinement in the actual directing phase of it too.
Yeah, I think maybe the script didn't translate well into, what we got to see.
Yeah, they could have used a little bit more.
Or someone with more experience or someone that could write this type of thing. I don't know.
As usual, I never look up who did it or whatever. Who done it. It's not somebody that I recognize from anything. So I don't know how much they've done before. It's probably like
someone super famous that's done like a million things. We were like, this beginner guy just messed it up.
Because everybody was like, oh, but the chance to work with this guy.
Oh, shit. Like, okay, so we don't know shit.
Didn't recognize him, never seen him before. But it was a he, and he done it. But
it's all his fault.
But again, it's like you have these two-way mirror thing in the room.
But I'm thinking just like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Like it all just comes together. This movie... Like, it comes to something, but you're
together,
just like,
really.
Yeah. Like, nobody does and they, do the thing, but it's just like, okay. Yeah. We're in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You're like, you're there all the time, and then
and
the ending
delivers.
Exactly. And the ending just like, when you don't think it can get crazier, it gets a little crazier and it's like a bit over the top and you're just fine with it.
It just rounds off perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. And then that tension, just like, okay, I can relax now because now the crazy's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And with this one, you're still sitting there a little bit confused.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's just like, okay, I guess this is the ending.
Yeah. So, do I recommend this movie, or do we? I don't know.
I don't really know. Yeah.
If you don't have anything else to watch, I would recommend it. If you can find it for free somewhere, like I did, stole it from my mom, and it was the only movie that both me and Santa hadn't watched out of the pile that I produced. That sounds super weird. Sweet. So, yeah, what else did I see? Nothing really fun. Like, Deep Rising was probably the most fun that I've had.
Classic.
And that's on Disney Plus if you have it, or Star.
Oh,
so
very nice.
That's why I was like, because I saw somebody did like a little retro review of it, and I was like, damn, I remember that movie. I remember it fondly.
Dude, everything with monsters back then.
Yes.
Because it feels like another The Thing. You know what I mean? That's the vibe I was getting from it, but not as good.
It's not really. Well, The Thing is a different type. This is more of a straight up monster movie, and I really, really love monster movies. But this one is like, it's got that perfect balance between funny and scary, which is kind of hard to do. And it's also got some pretty cool action as well. So it's like, I
don't remember it having cool action, but I remember enjoying it when I saw it.
There's a lot of
because you said the title,
shooting and exploding.
And I was like, I think I know this movie.
Yeah. I think this one I can highly recommend.
It's a certain type of movie with a certain type of, I guess, it meets an expectation that you enjoy.
It's still a shitty movie, definitely. But it's like slightly better than a shitty movie. Yeah. You know, it's not Sharknado bad, because you can still see the quality is there. Like, even if the monsters CG, it's good CG for whenever this was. Yeah. I think it's 97 or some.
Yeah, it's about there. Yeah.
There. But yeah, it's funny. It's got memorable lines. It's got a cool monster. It's got fun bad guys. It's got.
It has a lot of famous, like, you'll recognize, even if you don't know who they are, you'll recognize them.
A lot of them. Mm-hmm. Pretty much every single character in this movie you have seen in some other movie.
In some other movie, yeah. Some of them are just like those.
But do I know any names? No. It's always like, that that black guy who's in like Never Back Down and Guardians of the Galaxy and all of those other movies. Yeah, he's in there. And that's sort of skinny white guy that's in all of those British movies and all of those movies. Yeah, that guy. And that guy that played Kano in the first Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that guy. And it goes on and on.
And it is exactly like that. Because some of the people in the back there, like in the image that I found on Google as well, I was like, oh, that's that guy that I can't pinpoint where the fuck he's
Or like the funny guy from the first Mummy movie. The guy who's just complaining all the time.
Yeah, the brother to the girl.
Yeah. That
the
dude.
fancy British dude.
No.
Don't you mean him?
No. I mean the guy who's, it's like, we got all the camels, la la la. And he's like, yeah, but you're on the other side of the river.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay.
The competitor dude.
Yeah, the competitor. Yeah.
The annoying dude, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he was funny. He is the exact same character, kind of, in this one. So, but yeah.
But is this before The Mummy or after?
Ooh.
Question. I have no idea.
That's a really good question.
I don't even know when The Mummy, because I watched it with my kids a while back and we talked about it on the show and it sucked. Yeah. But I don't know when it was released. It was at the age when CGI became a really big thing. Yeah. But no one could do it right.
Exactly.
That era.
And we just got stuck there. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. It's still an enjoyable movie. I do recommend it. Deep Rising.
There you go.
On Disney Plus.
Star.
Check it out. It's it's a fun ride if you do like monster flicks or Sunday action. Go for it. Mm-hmm. That's I think the best recommendation of today. But
also we need to talk about He-Man trailer.
Oh yeah. Yes, we finally got it. The first look at Kevin Smith's He-Man project.
Is it Kevin Smith's He-Man project?
You didn't
How did
know?
I miss Kevin Smith?
He's writing this show. He's been talking about it for years.
Yeah, apparently Instagram has been hiding Kevin Smith from me.
Oh yeah, no, he hasn't mentioned this a lot on Instagram. It's more on YouTube.
But there you go.
But yeah, no, it's Kevin Smith's baby.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it even if it sucks because big Kevin Smith supporter.
Yes, and he's like a huge He-Man fan. Mm-hmm. So this was a passion project for him. Him and Mark Bernardin, his friend of the Fat Man on Batman thing. That's what it's called.
That's the name of the podcast.
I know. No, it's Fat Man Beyond now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I think they both worked on this, and they just pitched it to Netflix, and they bought it.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
And
they
the
were, like,
trailer.
not expecting it.
Holy crap,
Yes,
dude!
they pulled no punches.
I
Here.
watched it 3 times in a row. Like the animation is a bit stiff, just like in Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
But this trailer, beyond that, or even with that
It's
in
the
it,
same animation.
yeah, it's the same. That's what I
company.
mean. That's why it's Castlevania. It's the choppy animation. Like sometimes though, it can look really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
not
actually,
against it.
speaking of, I've watched a little bit more of Castlevania
Season
4.
four?
Yeah, and it's like the fights are pretty decent.
Yeah, I think
I
they
mean, the whole
have-
show has
yeah.
great animation. So, with that said, I think this might
But
actually
wow, the music that they used.
it's a good trailer.
It's such a good trailer. And I'm not even going to say what song it is. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
but
if you haven't seen it,
I
go,
feel bad
go
for you,
watch it.
son. Go
Yeah.
on YouTube and watch it. God damn it. Like, it was such a fucking hype when it turned on. This is one of my favorite songs when it comes to, like
Like in Shrek. Yeah.
in Shrek. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Shrek?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, maybe it is. But
Shrek 2, I think.
I have a memory of that when
No.
playing Saints Row, actually.
Oh, really?
It's the ending song for that game.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, it's so good. Where, like, I don't remember which one of these games, but one of them has this as the ending song. And, like, the world has been invaded by aliens on one side. And was it aliens? And then the military something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to choose sides, sort of like, are you going to go your own way or, you know, join the military? Blah, blah, blah. And then that song plays and you're in a car and you have to drive to the 2 different locations and the world is sort of like invaded by, you know, these
awesome.
like, yeah, it's the special military. That's what it is.
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they come in from the sky, you know, on a spaceship and shit. And you have to choose if you want to be your own or work with them. And that kind of changes the ending, like that you get to play. But it was just so epic and that song kicks in and it's like that great feeling like, oh my God, we're doing this, you know. And this trailer has taken that same approach and just, you know, they add the song, they cut the action to fit the song. Like everything is so well played and the timings and the hits for the animations, like it's so epic. When I saw it, it was the Mad Max feeling. Like,
Oh, yeah.
let's do that again.
Yeah.
Like right
Yes.
now, like let's play that again. You know, like it was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I only saw it the one time. I found it enjoyable.
But the thing is, I don't expect it to be for me.
That's the thing. Like, I'm too afraid to start, like, hoping for greatness in these days because, well, most stuff is pretty shit, to be honest. So I'm hoping to be like proven wrong here.
Oh, dude,
Let's
I have the same expectation like I had on Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
Like He-Man was never a great story in my opinion. Like Thundercats weren't that great either.
No.
But I really, really got sold on
It's
the action and the
entertainment.
intros, you know,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So, and the theme songs and
Yeah.
all. So, let's just see where it takes. Like, all the classic characters are there, you know, Man-at-Arms and Sorceress and, you know.
Yeah. No,
Cringer
I
and
mean,
all,
I am
so
pretty
we'll see.
sure it's gonna go the PC route, where like today's climate, it's so predictable. Everything. I'm not gonna
it
go
is.
further.
No. It really is. It really
So,
is that.
yeah.
Like, I can totally. It's this sort of like crowd pleasing, trying to sort of like please everyone, and then you have the
Rise
what we
of
in
Skywalker.
Swedish, dude, and then we have exactly that, like what we in Sweden call mellanmjölk. Like it's so boring, it's so predictable, it's
Middle
so middle milk. But you can't. You gotta pick a side to
Yeah.
make it interesting.
Yeah. Like all
Like
in.
pick your audience and then just fuck everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's when things are good.
Exactly. When you don't care about what people think
Mm-hmm.
and you do your own thing.
Yes. And we're gonna leave it at that. And I think that's what Kevin Smith does as well. So
Yeah.
well. So I hope.
Exactly.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys again.
For tuning in. Yeah.
Again for tuning in and listening to our
Mm-hmm.
ramble.
Yeah, this was a long one for just talking social media.
Yeah. Well,
But-
goes without saying.
Hey, but I hope that some of that info reaches some of you that are stressing about this
Yeah.
and maybe can give you some tools to work with and sort of step back from social media a bit, focus more on your craft, because something I didn't say during that show. So for the one person, Jody, listening now, and that isn't an artist on social media or trying to use social media for that reason, it's just that try to improve on your craft instead of wasting your time on social media. Create that breathing room where you can actually feel good about it, because I think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And do it right, and you'll
Quality,
get the response.
not quantity. Quality over quantity.
Consistency, actually.
And consistency. And good lighting.
And goodbye.
Goodbye. Yes, exactly.
So, thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Melipnuts is spelled with a clay or something.
And the clay is
silent.